How's it going, everyone? We're back with another weekly watch list. Hope you all had a fantastic Thanksgiving, whether you celebrated or not. Um, I was super sick all last week. This time last week, excuse me, when I was making this watch list video, little did I know that I would have the worst stomach flu of my life brewing inside of me. But I'm so glad that's over with now. It lasted the entire week. I wasn't 100% till about yesterday. So I'm excited to get back into trading this week. It was, thank God it was on a short week, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, when the market was open, I did not place any trades. We wrapped up the month, the week prior, and it worked out just because of the short week, holiday week, not always the best action. As you can see on QQQ to kick things off, the volume on the daily here, it's like this isn't what you want to see for bulls, but you also have to factor in the holiday week. So we'll see where this week goes. Honestly, I kind of want to see where we're at from a fib point of view. I think we're right at the 61 now. We're over on QQ. It might be on SPY. But we're definitely in that like golden pocket area. We've had this sharp sell-off. We're having this like dead cat bounce, if you will, volume declining every single day. We'll see. I mean, maybe we come up and test 624, 625 area where we had two big sell-offs before we sell off again. We'll see. All right. But of course, we just play the levels on the 15-minute. I'll be watching the break and retest of the previous day high at 619 up to that 625 zone. If we are weak, I'll look for puts underneath the previous day low at 615.34. I do have this potential level here at 614. It was a previous day high on Wednesday, turned into a nice support, but I'd still be looking at shorts down to 610, then 597. It feels like if we look at like the hourly here, this was a very low volume move up. I feel like we could undo this pretty quick. There's a lot of space down. So if we get weak underneath the previous day low, I'll definitely be watching shorts really back down to the 600 area. So that'll be my game plan for QQQ. SPY is obviously going to be the same thing. I will say on the monthly candle, it looks bullish. Like check out that monthly. It's pretty crazy. So we'll see if we get an end of the year run here in December, as you typically see. So same look on the daily, declining volume. SPY just made it a little bit higher. So yeah, we're definitely over that 61. But again, this is where we had the previous last big drop down here at this 684, 685 area. So I'll be watching calls over the previous day high, but there's not a lot of room there. We have that 684 resistance and that 686 just above. And then above that, I have the all-time high zone. But again, I will be watching shorts underneath the previous day low, then a 676. This whole week of action for the holiday week, we just went up on super low volume, 658 all the way to 683. I could see us having, a bit of us undoing of that move and pulling back this week. But again, I'm not going to stay biased. I'm not saying it's going to happen, anything like that. I just wouldn't be surprised if it did happen. So that's SPY and QQQ. We can go over to the individuals now. Let's kick things off with Tesla. So I'll be watching, very simple game plan here. I'll be watching previous day high, previous day low levels first. I'll be watching calls over the previous day high, puts underneath the previous day low. First support 416, then 405, 402, 400. First resistance be 442, 449, 456, and then back as we work our way back up to this 474. Apple finally getting out of that disgusting range. So that's really, really good to see. This was like a no trade zone here between like 275 and 263. I'll be watching calls over the previous day high and really over this 280 zone up to the all-time high at 285. I'll be watching puts under the previous day low and 273 down to 270 and 264. So we're finally getting some movement on Apple. Let's go over to NVIDIA and AMD. NVIDIA obviously been very weak. We finally broke that 179 level that's been holding up super, super strong. I don't really like the action on NVIDIA. I'd like it to kind of get a bit of a big move to get out of this current range here before I start day trading it more. I'll watch calls over the previous day high at 179. I'll watch calls over that up to my first resistance zones at 182, 183, 184. But really, I like price over this 184 zone for calls better. As far as puts go, if we stay weak, I'll watch puts under the previous day low, but it really has to clear this 173 as well, down to 169 zone, 166, and 164. Just not really liking how NVIDIA is looking overall. We had just a lot of consolidation here from July all the way until we broke it recently in the fall. had a quick pop of it, and then just sold the whole thing off. Still like this previous all-time high area, like a lot. Maybe that's where NVIDIA wants to go. Previous all-time high, this right at this whole cycle number of 150. So, man, if NVIDIA wants to stay weak, I'll definitely keep watching puts underneath previous day lows to get down to this 150. So let's head back to AMD. Not head back, but let's just head over to AMD. So AMD, previous day high right here. I mean, again, I'll watch calls over the previous day high, but I really need to get above this 219.75 first. I'll watch puts underneath the previous day low. My first support will be down at 206, then 194. So that's pretty much it on AMD, to be honest. AMD, pretty big sell-off as well. We'll see what happens. Let's see if it can regain strength, okay? Or if we want to keep going down to fill this gap down here at 185, the yearly high that hasn't been retested. So let's wrap it up with Google and Amazon. Google, obviously, crazy tear. I mean, Google's going completely parabolic at this point. I mean, look at the weekly. I mean, it needs a pullback. It needs a cool off. Obviously, I mean, look at the monthly. That's just insane. But just play the levels. So I'll watch puts underneath the previous day low. I'll watch calls over the previous day high in this 328 zone up to the all-time high at 333. It's really, really simple. All right. And then we'll go over to Amazon to wrap it up. Same thing here. I'll watch calls over the previous day high, next resistance up at 234.6, and then above that I have 238.78. So really, really simple game plan there. Underneath the previous day low, I'll watch puts down to first support at 228, and then below that 223. So when I have a zone stacked like this pretty close, I'll still watch it, but ideally I'll wait. It's like 50-50. If the price action and volume is very strong at the key level and the setup is there, I'll take it. I'll just take profits quicker and just leave it, like, get majority, like instead of 50% sold in the first pop, I can sell like 80%. And then watch for another break and retest here and re-enter the position here. That's really how I'd play that. But guys, I keep it really, really simple. Ever since I removed just supply and demand, which I was trying to integrate with support and resistance, break and retest, it really was two strategies instead of one. I'm just focused on one strategy here. It led to my objectively my best month of my entire trading career last month, which I'm very, very grateful and blessed for. But just keeping it very simple to a simple break and retest at key levels, previous day high, previous day low, pre-market high, pre-market low, key levels on the 4-hour, daily, weekly, and 1 hour, watching reactions to those levels, making sure we have EMA alignment, make sure price action confirms, let risk be an invalidation of that key level or EMA, and ride it with the trend. I'm not going against the trend anymore, going against unaligned EMAs, break and retest key level, EMA alignment. I'll take trend continuation trades with the EMAs as well, with a little bit less size. And that's it. That's the system. I'll trade flags and trend lines as well, as long as it's so they line up with those key levels. And that's it. But the break and retest with EMA alignment is bread and butter at the moment. And I did that the entire month of November, not a single thing off. And it led to my best month of my entire trading career. So I'm just going to double down on that in December. My key words are being trustworthy, being fearless, detaching from the outcome, and executing. End of story. Detachment's been a really big thing for me for the last couple months, and I'm really happy with the results. Just not overthinking as much, just keeping it super simple, and really just getting over fear. Really pressing the gas on size when the world beating setup is there, and just continuing to build on that every single month. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, hope you had a beautiful, blessed Thanksgiving with family and friends. And I'm praying for you to have a great week inside and outside the market this week to kick off December, the last month of the year. Goal for this month is be the best trader I've ever been. Stay hard with that one strategy. Stay on point with that one strategy. End the year strong, end the year happy, end the year with fun. Those are my goals, really. So I pray that the same for you. So if you enjoyed watching, please consider dropping a like, comment, subscribing on this video. With me in the absolute world of me. I'll see you all in the next watch list. Peace.